What is Rotary? We're a network of people like you. In fact, we're the original social network. More than 1 million of us live just about everywhere you can think of. And we mean everywhere. We get together to exchange ideas, grow our businesses, and make new friends. We volunteer to help our own communities or someone else's. We're right around the corner. Come join us. The name is Rotary. Rotary International. You're welcome.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Rotary Club of Tulsa on this fine Wednesday. I appreciate everyone being here, and we have a great program today, so I hope you enjoy yourselves. We'll have a little chance to chat. We're getting a little bit of a jump on it this morning, so I appreciate your patience. This is a club where a bunch of good people come together and do great things around the world and the community. Why don't you turn to somebody you haven't said hi to yet and give them a welcome. Okay, we have a great program for you today, so let's go ahead and get started. Our invocation this morning is by Jan Lobb, Song and Pledge is by Jerry Moritor, and Visitor Introductions is by Karen Keith. So if I could have Jan for our invocation.
Please join me in a moment of reflection and thanks with these words. With our friends beside us and no person beneath us, with the bonds of Rotary between us and our worries behind us, with our goals before us and no task beyond us, with a thirst for knowledge and a dream of a polio-free world, we are thankful for our Rotary friends and the meal we have shared. Amen.
In the words of that favorite American composer of mine, Tom Petty, don't bore us, get to the chorus. So if you'll join me, we'll do our national anthem followed by the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to welcome everybody to the Rotary Club of Tulsa. I'm just delighted that so many are here today. You're going to have a wonderful time. A good friend of mine is speaking today, so I can't wait to hear what he has to say. So if you would please help me acknowledge some of our visitors today. Jody Rahm, she's with Tulsa Wealth Advisors and a guest of David Wagner. Mandy, there they are, thank you. Mandy Winton, right up here. She's with the Oklahoma Senator for Community and Justice, and she's a guest of Jamie Cox. And Charlie Wall with Wallace Engineering, good friend of Shane Fernandez. He's here to support Shane. Thank you for being here. Camille Nasser, also with Nab Holtz, and she's a guest of Kip Lycum. And Caitlin Shores with CBRE, also a guest of Kip Lycum and friend of Shane. Cassie Reese with Nab Holtz. You can stand up, friend of Shane. Lou Ann Smith, also with Nab Holtz, friend of Shane. And Kurt Helen, thank you for being here, Kurt, friend of Shane. Kim Cook. She's Bob Sade's daughter. Kim, thank you for being here. And Sheila Curley, also friend of Shane Fernandez. And so he was worried nobody was going to show up, okay? So Bart Hayes is also here, a guest of Rhonda Renz. And we have some visiting Rotarians. Please welcome from Southside, David Cobb. Hey, David. And Chris Wheeler from Owasso. Hi, Chris. Thank you all for being here. We also have some memorial guests, and we all loved Hal Calhoun. The man was just an amazing soul, and the family's here today to get their resolution. So Holden Calhoun is here, and Myrna Calhoun. Thank you for being here. Leah Helmrich and her husband Hans, Jennifer Calhoun, and also Ed Calhoun. Thank you all so much for being here. Please welcome all of our guests.
Thank you very much, Karen. Let's take a moment and thank our sponsors. Rich and Cartmill is our lone sponsor today with 4 different members. We have Vaughn Graham, Scott Selman, Jack Mandeville, and Dave Morgan. If we can give them a round of appreciation. If I could have past President Matt Davis up, we have a memorial resolution now for our past president, Hal Calhoun.
In preparing this memorial for one of my all-time favorite Rotarians, I spoke with Hans Helmrich, Hal's son-in-law. He said that Hal's best friends in life were Rotarians and that Rotary was a perfect fit that allowed Hal to give back. He said when it came to Rotary, Hal was all in. I agree and think that when it came to all of life, Harold Calhoun was all in. Harold Wayne Hal Calhoun, M.D., was born on March 21, 1933, in his family's farmhouse in Beaver, Oklahoma, the 7th child born to Walter Lee and Winna Ray Calhoun. He passed from this life Friday, September 9, 2016, in Tulsa at the age of 83. Losing his father at a young age, he worked the family farm while putting himself through college and medical school and finished near the top of his residency at the Mayo Clinic. Known to his patients as the beloved country doctor, Hal was an avid fly fisherman, bird hunter, gardener, hiker, and rancher. And I love this story. One day in early 1955, after plowing the field, he drove his pickup into Beaver for a milkshake and was smitten by the lovely soda jerk, Myrna Jean Gregg. He asked her to give her pin back to her boyfriend and go out with him. They married a few months later on July 30, 1955. Myrna was the love of his life for the next 61 years. Hal was an exemplary Rotarian and longtime member of the Rotary Club of Tulsa. In addition to being a Paul Harris Fellow, a Community Fellow, and a benefactor, he was president of the club in 1986-87 and received the club's highest honor, the James G. Sade Service Above Self and Then Some Award, on February 19, 1997. Beyond all of these Rotary honors, Hal was best known for his tireless service to the Celia Clinton Elementary School. He was instrumental in getting the club to adopt the school and then made certain that the club went far beyond the typical corporate adoption of a school. In one memorable speech in front of the club, with great emotion, he explained that if we didn't get involved with children at the 3rd or 4th grade level, it would be too late and they would be recruited into gangs. No one ever said no to a request by Hal Calhoun. We will miss his caring heart and his wonderful sense of humor. Hal is survived by his beloved wife, Myrna, daughters Leah Helmrich and her husband Hans, and Mary Beth Calhoun, PhD, sons Robert Wayne Calhoun and Edward Lyle Calhoun and his wife Jennifer, 11 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. Therefore, be it resolved that the Rotary Club of Tulsa extends our deepest sympathy to Hal's family and many friends. On behalf of the club, we ask that our membership vote this resolution's approval by standing and sharing a moment of silence.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you to the family that gave us the honor of sharing your husband, father, and grandfather with us for all these years in Rotary. I know that Rotary was a big part of his heart, and when it affects you to the bone. And there's many people in this room that are infected, and a lot of the credit goes to Hal's infectious attitude towards Rotary, spreading that to us. So we do appreciate you being here. Great loss for you, but also for the club, and we appreciate again you being here. We have a couple of new members come in this morning, so if Forrest Cameron and Tim Caldwell can come forward to introduce their new members. And while they're making their way up, I'd like to thank John DeBar for conducting our new member orientation. John is going to put his stamp on this club for years to come because I think he's done every one of them, so I appreciate that, John.
Well, thank you, President John. I am just thrilled to introduce you to my friend, our newest member of the Rotary Club of Tulsa, and that's Amethyst Caballero. Amethyst, come on up here closer. Amethyst is she was one of the founders of our Rotaract Club. She was an officer and served there. She's a real rising star at Williams. We started out in the same department in corporate communications, and she went on and is doing other things now. She's working more closely with our customers and doing some contract analysis, and we're just thrilled that she's going to be a part of our club. Amethyst was she's a Baylor grad. She got her MBA from TU and was a Rotary Ambassadorial Scholar. She studied in Italy, where a mutual friend, a Rotarian, introduced her to her future husband. And so Amethyst and Luca have a daughter, Valentina, 2 years old, and they are expecting their next child, a boy, and he'll be arriving in June. So Amethyst, we know you know a lot about Rotary, and so here's your pin, your 4-way test. We're just so thrilled to have you in the club. So let's welcome her.
Hello, I am, sit up here.
I'll stand if you don't mind.
It's my honor to introduce everybody to Dr. Art Rasher, Professor Emeritus from the University of Tulsa. Art is a past Rotarian at the Tulsa Sunrise Rotary Club. Art earned his PhD from Michigan State University and holds master's degrees in system dynamics from MIT and an MBA from Eastern Michigan University. His undergraduate degree is in chemical engineering from the University of Michigan. No, Michigan State, sorry.
He knows how to get to me. By the way, I don't want to join the club. No.
That's okay. But Art has really been prominent. He's been active in nonprofits. He served on the board of Big Brothers and Big Sisters in Tulsa. In 2009, he was awarded the Bourne Award for the Outstanding Mentor, and he was named the top Big Brother in the nation in 2010. So it's my honor to introduce you to Dr. Art Rasher, one of our great new members who's going to be a great volunteer and a great Rotarian.
As long as you don't say university. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tim and Forrest, and welcome, Art and Amethyst. We appreciate you being here. It's an exciting time when we have new members come in. They bring new energy, big smiles, new ideas, and we really appreciate you being here. A little sneak peek at our upcoming programs. The next 3 programs, we have Mike Mazzee, president of Tulsa Wealth Advisors and a former state senator for Oklahoma, and he's going to talk about from worst to best. On February the 1st, we have U.S. Attorney Danny Williams, and the black guy, silhouette guy there is John Scott, because he's, I guess, not able to tell us who he is, because he is a DEA, and they're going to talk to us about opiate prescription drug epidemic in Tulsa. On February the 8th, we're going to welcome Tress Way. He's a punter for an NFL team, but more importantly, he is from the University of Oklahoma. So we look forward to those 3 upcoming programs. Now, if I could have our Sergeant at Arms, Catherine, forward. I know she has some stuff for us today. How are you, Catherine?
I'm fine. How are you, President?
I'm wonderful.
Awesome.
You look old.
I know. God, I feel old. Yes.
Oh, just so you don't think I'm a tacky guy. Otherwise, I am.
He is a tacky guy.
She had a birthday, so.
Yeah. So there you go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's get to these fines. I don't have one, but I'm going to have one. I just don't have one this week for me. Oh, wait, maybe I do.
Somebody snuck one on.
I'm going to have to come up with some money now. So, okay, so happy birthday to me. Yay. That's me trying to look smart in front of a lot of numbers. And so, okay, so thank you, everybody who sneaked those in. Matt Davis. Oh gosh, I wish this was like a better picture of this, because this is a tribute to his gorgeous wife, Becky. They went to the Kennedy Center honors in Washington, D.C. just recently. Now, I don't know what you all wear when you go to the Kennedy Center honors, but as you can see, Becky pretty much put everybody to shame. And so that girl can dress. So Matt, showing off his Becky, paid a fine, and I'm okay with that. I am always okay with that. So Matt, where are you sitting today? You're probably like right in front of me. There you go. Okay, so tell Becky, good work, good choice. Thank you for your generous donation. And Andy Avila, is he here today? I looked over in the normal place and I didn't see him. Okay, he paid a generous fine because he and his wife Begonia, they were in Spain, which is where Begonia is from, and they got to spend their niece, Isier, that's her name. It was her first snow, her first experience in snow. So this was her first Frosty the Snowman. So that picture is her with Begonia and with Andy. So thank you, Andy, for your generous donation. And now, the tickets. We have Tulsa Oilers versus Wichita Thunder. The game is going to be February 19th. These tickets for the suite retail for $2,000. It's Suite 37 at the BOK Center, 12 seats. They will give you chips, dip, cookies, popcorn, soda, water. If you want alcohol or any additional food, you can buy that, but it doesn't come with the suite. Doors open at 3:05, puck drops at 4:05. So, we're trying out the new online auction. So this is the way this is going to work. You're going to get an email from the office, and it's going to have instructions on how you sign up to bid on tickets. This is the way we're going to do this going forward, people, because it's going to use less time. And so what I need you to do is, even if you're not interested in Oiler tickets for this time, I would like you to go ahead and take the opportunity to sign up. And then when we do have these auctions, I have been assured by the office that we will always have people outside with computers on auction day, so that if you don't have a computer or you don't do online bidding, that you can bid when you come to Rotary. And you can also do the maximum bid, which means it's just like eBay. Everybody in here knows eBay. So you can say, I'm willing to spend up to this, bid me up to that. So that's just a quick view of what's coming. Read the email. If you have any questions, we're all going to help you out, and then we'll give an update next week on where we are with the tickets, so that you'll know.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, President. Thank you all.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So I don't think the online auction is a product of but it certainly is going to help. So I'd like to take the time now to introduce our Rotarian of the Day, Mr. Michael Willis. Michael was elected Tulsa County Clerk on June the 28th last year, but is just now taking office recently. He was born in Tulsa, grew up in my hometown of Sapulpa, and attended, I get to say it twice in one day, the University of Oklahoma. Woohoo! In addition to his service through our club, Michael volunteers time as a reserve police officer for the Tulsa Police Department and is involved in Leadership Tulsa, Tulsa Young Professionals, and serves on several boards. Michael and his wife Marcy live in West Tulsa with their 2 children. They are members of Boston Avenue Methodist Church, where Michael serves as an usher. Michael is also a member of the Cherokee Nation. So I asked Michael for a little funny story about himself, and after about 5, he got to the one that passed my test. And it was his first outing as a reserve officer. He got a car, he got all the equipment, he got an assignment, and he pulls up, rolls up on a little incline or decline, and gets out of the car, and in his excitement, he forgot to put it in park. So Michael is known as a reserve officer that chases cars downhill. That's his Cherokee name. Help me welcome Michael.
Yes, I still live down the whole chasing the car down the hill thing with my police officer friends. Well, it's an honor for me to be here to introduce my friend Shane. Shane and I have been friends for probably a little over 10 years. We met through Tulsa's Young Professionals, and actually became friends with Shane and his lovely wife, Marnie, who you'll get to meet here in a bit. But I want to read a little bit of Shane's bio. Now, it's extensive, and I know we're supposed to keep this reasonably short, but did anyone, and just raise your hand, anyone read the Monday Minute? Raise your hand. Okay, did you read like the first sentence about Shane that says, as an at-risk youth? I started laughing when I read that, because if you know Shane, you know that he did not stop being at risk when he was a youth. After all, and if you're not friends with him on Facebook, I would suggest you do so, because Shane is a motocross guy. He's a climber. He does a lot of crazy outdoor things, and it just goes to, Shane is quite the character, and I consider him sort of a Renaissance man. And if you are friends with him on Facebook, you'll understand that. But he's still an at-risk adult. Shane was born in Hollywood, California, as a first-generation U.S. citizen to a Danish mother and Filipino/Spanish father. His diverse family dynamic gave Shane the opportunity to travel around the world and experience other cultures and built environments. Shane's lived in both Scandinavia and Asia, but it was his time spent in Denmark and Hong Kong which ultimately led to his inspiration in architecture, construction, art, and urban design. So for the third time today, we'll talk about the University of Oklahoma. Shane came to Oklahoma to earn his BA and his master's in architecture in urban design from the University of Oklahoma. He now leads the regional construction company as the president of Nabholz Construction Southwest Operations. The company has 11 offices within central United States and represents construction initiatives nationwide, well worth over $500 million. And I'll just say that Shane puts a ton of time not only into his job and his wonderful family, but he does a lot for the state of Oklahoma, and he does a lot for Tulsa. Jamie Cox threatened me with my life if I didn't say that he is currently the board president for OCCJ, which is a big deal. But Shane also serves on the Tulsa Regional Chamber Executive Committee, as well as the Oklahoma City Chamber Board of Advisors. I mentioned the OCCJ, but he's also president of Up With Trees, and he serves on the board of Tulsa Area United Way, Leadership Oklahoma, and also with the Board of Visitors for the OU College of Architecture. And this is really cool, too. I mean, Shane's got a lot of really cool things about him, but recently he was honored by the White House and the U.S. Small Business Administration as the Minority Champion of the Year for the states of Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Louisiana, and Arkansas. So in addition to all those things, Shane also owns 3 small businesses. and they focus on residential design and art, facilities maintenance, and commercial development. He's married to the lovely Shane Fernandez, and they share 4 children, Jade, Tristan, Nicholas, and Josie. So please join me in a warm welcome to our friend Shane Fernandez.